Hi there, I'm Rod Bergeron and welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. Today we're going to see how few brush strokes I can actually touch the page to. So I'm going to go for a real minimalistic type of feeling here today. I'm going to pick up some blue and I'm going to do that and that and that. So I would say that's probably 3 strokes along there. I'm not going to rinse this brush off, and I'm going to pick up some Payne's gray here. I'm going to top this Payne's gray. So let's say that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's call that 17 or 18 taps along there. Pick up a little bit more Payne's gray, just touch it in a few other places, and that's it. That's all we're going to do. So let's call that 25. I'm not going to rinse this brush out, and I'm going to just dip it into my water, and I'm just going to paint that Payne's gray across there. Let's call that 27. I don't know why I touched that twice, but let's keep going. All right, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to rinse it off really, really well, and I'm going to pick up some Sap Green. And we're going to put some Sap Green across here in the foreground. A little bit more than that. Let's call that 30. All right, 30 strokes. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this green across there. Let's call that 31 and 32. All right, 32 strokes. And I'm going to use some Sienna right now. Okay, we're going to put some Sienna. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Pick up some straight Sienna. Let's call that 43. Something like that. All right. You've probably seen me do this before, but this is my #1 watercolor brush, and I sharpened one end of it to a point. You could always use something like a barbecue skewer or wooden toothpick, really anything that's got a sharp edge. And I'm going to scribe out of some of these areas that I just put in there. I think this painting needs a little bit more darkness in there, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more Payne's gray, and I'm just going to touch it in a few spots like that. All right, so I don't know what we're up here to, but let's call it 50. Okay, all right. I'm going to take some yellow ochre now, and I'm going to put my yellow ochre all the way across there in one stroke from one side to the other, just like that. All right, let's call that 51, 52, something like that. Okay, see how that's starting to bleed into the Payne's gray and bleed into the green? That's what we're going for there. See how that's pretty saturated across there? If you wanted to take that much moisture out of there, and I think you probably should, that's quite a puddle there. I just rinse my brush off really well, okay, and I squeeze the water out with my fingers, and then I just touch it onto a paper towel. So this is called a thirsty brush. So if you touch this onto that, you'll see it'll suck that right out of there. Okay, and it's going to do a couple of things. One is it's not going to leave that pool that's going to take, to dry forever and a day. But it's also going to give you a much more uniform color across there. All right, so I'm going to take this. I think this needs a little bit more Sienna in it, and I'm just going to drop a little bit of Sienna. I don't quite got enough water there, do I? I'm going to drop a little bit of Sienna in a couple of places, and maybe even put a little bit of Sienna across there. Let's say that's 60 brush strokes. That's what I think we're probably at. All right, let's let this dry and see what we get. Actually, you know what? One more thing we could do. I got my little bag of salt here. I'm just gonna drop a little bit of salt, maybe in a couple, 3 or 4, 5 areas. You say I drop some salt. All right, now let's let this dry and see what we get. All right, let's have a look at this. Look at how these colors have all blended together in here. How that sienna and this yellow ochre, the green, that little bit of white highlight that was left in there. But look at these dark areas. Look at the tree line in the background. I think that's one of the best tree lines that I've had in the background in a very long time. All right, I just finished this watercolor painting, and I really like the tree line in the background back here. I think it turned out fabulous. And I love the, the black here at the foreground and all the little scribe lines. I think they turned out great, but I think it can be better, and I think it can be better by just putting a little wee bit more black in here, and just add some lines for some grass, or maybe some tiny little trees in the foreground, and it just has to be just quick little lines like that. Brush, we're trying to make brush, and by brush we mean sort of undergrowth, scrubby kind of little trees. And I think just, a few quick lines like that will really help out your painting. It makes this look like it's in the foreground, very, very close to us. I like this one, so I think I'm going to put my little RB on there. And what happens when we drop this on? Yeah, that's got a really cool sky to it too. Yeah, those couple of few lines in there really makes that look like it's in the foreground. There's links to everything that I use in the description, so all the paint and paper and pens and brushes and everything I use, there's Amazon links in the description. If you'd use those, I would really appreciate it. And as always, if you're currently a subscriber, thanks for watching. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're from. If you could leave me a comment in the comment section, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Give black pen a try, and we'll see you again next time.